Hey, what's up guys? This right here is the 2024 Honda Prologue, and I'm with Product Information Manager Jonathan Rivers, and he's right now the expert on this car, so he's gonna teach us about what we need to know about it and walk us through it. Hey Jonathan, how's it going?
Hey, great, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Same here.
So let's go through it, right? Let's talk about the exterior first, maybe hop in, check out the interior, and then we can cover the platform and the battery technology. Sound good to you?
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
All right, great. So first, let's start up front, right? The car is a really special product for Honda because it's our first full electric SUV. So for us, we really wanted to kind of carry our design language into the future with this car. And with really most of the Honda truck lineup going much more rugged and aggressive, we wanted to kind of take a different approach. And so the designers came up with this theme they call Neo Rugged. So it's kind of like the future of what rugged might look like, right? And so what a lot of people may not know is that the car itself was actually styled and designed right here in Los Angeles. So Honda has our design studio and our headquarters here. So it was a nice young group of designers that came out and really just designed from the top hat up. So as we talked about the platform, and we'll get into some of those details, that was a co-development, but everything above that was done by us. So So the styling was done there, and I think they knocked it out of the park, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like it a lot.
When you look at this this new color, very cool. It's called North Shore Pearl. So it's an exclusive color to Prologue and an all-new color for Honda. There'll be 7 colors available, but this is one. And what we're looking at here is the top trim Prologue. So this is the Elite trim. Okay, so there's actually 5 trims in total because there's an EX, a Touring, and then Elite. The EX will be available in a single motor configuration and a dual motor configuration, and same with Touring. And then the Elite comes only dual motor configuration.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, you know, as we make our way around, again, you got to see the LED lighting up front. And then we really start to get to the side. And this is where I think you can kind of start to get a sense of the size of the vehicle, the proportions of the vehicle. So what's really interesting is that this car is 192 inches in length, which actually puts it about the same size as our Passport.
Oh, wow.
At the same time, the width is also about 78.3 inches, so it's also very similar in width. The difference is the height. So it's much, much lower, really gave it kind of that sleek, you know, hunkered down look to give it some, you know, very aggressive stance and proportions. And I think a lot of it just comes down to these wheels, right?
How big are the wheels?
So these are the largest wheels ever fitted on a Honda, 21 inches in size, 275 with tires, right? So you got a very beefy wheel and tire package on this thing. But what you might also notice though is just kind of how far they've been pushed out, right? So the car actually has the longest wheelbase in its class. So it's 128.1 inches, so several inches longer than something like a Model Y. So what that's going to do is give you that aggressive stance and proportions, but also give you very, very good packaging inside the vehicle as well. So yeah, before we maybe make our way around to the rear, being our first electric vehicle, we can show you the charge port here. It's very simple, nice push to open. And you will see that at launch, we will have a CCS combined charge port. You might have heard in the news that Honda has announced that we will be applying the NACS plug from Tesla. So that will come in the future, but we will offer an adapter for those people that buy this vehicle at launch to use that charging system.
Got it. And well, I guess while we're talking about charging, can you tell us about like charging speed, range, estimates, things like that?
Sure. So again, like we said, this vehicle is based off of the Ultium platform, right? Co-developed with GM. Everything above that, the top hat was designed by Honda. But with that charging infrastructure, we have an 85 kilowatt hour battery. It can onboard as much as 155 kilowatt maximum charge. And so what that will give you is roughly in about 10 minutes, it'll give you around 65 miles of range on DC fast charging, or kind of the more common metric is going from like 20 to 80% state of charge. That should be about 35 minutes. So very competitive, very fast charging speeds. Yeah, so that, really excited for that.
And I saw it was like 300 plus miles of like estimated range for at least. Is that this configuration? Is that the 2-wheel drive?
That's going to be the entry EX single motor configuration.
Okay. Got it.
We won't have power figures for that today, but in today's Elite trim, we have a dual motor configuration that puts out 288 horsepower and 333 foot-pounds of torque. So we can say that today.
Got it. Cool. I mean, great numbers.
Yeah, great power. It'll give it really good acceleration, daily drivability. And again, our engineers worked hand in hand. They did a great job of tuning the not only the chassis dynamics, suspension, but also the steering and feel. So it'll definitely be a Honda and drive and have that kind of fun to drive dynamics. So
that's great.
But as we make our way to the rear, I think it'll stand out right away is where we typically have an H mark badge. We're actually using a bold typeface to spell out Honda, which actually harkens back to a long time ago. Honda did that many generations ago. But with the start of our electrification and this being the first full electric SUV, we decided to change things up and really give it this new look and feel. So you have Prologue Elite, and then on the other side, you'll notice that we have our first E-Series badging. So that's something we've also talked about.
Okay, and this is going to be like across all the electrified lineup, I'm assuming, that badge right there?
That's correct.
And then it'll have the all-wheel drive if it's a 2-motor. Will it have any indication if it's a 2-wheel drive?
We won't have a singular badging for the single motor variation.
Got it, okay.
So,
cool.
But yeah, instantly if you have all-wheel drive, you'll know that now you've got the dual motors. So.
Gotcha. And then these lights look really sleek. I like them a lot. Very like you said, that near rugged, so it's like it's modern, but it's also like, it's boxy.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool. But I'm down to hop inside.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
Let's take a look inside. So I think as soon as you hop in, you're gonna notice that the Prologue has a very clean and simple design. And that's something that Honda has really prided ourselves on the last several vehicle launches, having kind of this, horizontal dash, very straight, clean lines. But at the same time, there's a lot of nice touch points, premium materials. There's 3 interior variations offered. Here we have this kind of charcoal gray leather material. There's also black and a brown interior available as well. That looks very premium. But yeah, really one of the things that stands out is, with this vehicle being a battery electric vehicle, it allowed for some very interesting packaging, right? So you have a very open center console, this kind of 2-tier floating design.
Okay, there's a shelf down here, nice.
Yeah, so it's great, and we know a lot of times, people want to put bags or purses down there, so you've got that space. What's great is this flat area here would allow for at least 2 full-size smartphones or even a mega, tablet-sized phone side by side. There's dual USB-C charging up front, as well as in the rear. So we didn't forget about the passengers in the back, so plenty of charging. And then obviously if you get thirsty, we got 2 32-ounce bottles fit inside the cup holder.
Yeah, I love that. People always rock these, but the cars don't always have the space to support that. So it's great that one brought them here and then 2 made the cup holders bigger.
Yeah, and they fit secure. You're not going to spill anything. Obviously, there's door pockets for additional storage. But what's nice and interesting as well is up front of the center console there is Honda's first pocket type wireless charger. So you just drop your phone in that slot and then the charging would initiate. So,
cool.
So it was great. There's a lot of charging, a lot of great space. But let's talk more about what you're seeing up front here.
Yeah, these screens.
Yeah, so a lot of big screens, but they're all very functional. So let's talk about the one here in front of behind the steering wheel. So this is an 11-inch digital instrument cluster. There will be 5 different layouts of configuration, so you can kind of set what information you want to have on the screen, whether it's your music, your range, your speed, the date. There's all kinds of things that can be displayed on there. And what's really great, and we'll talk more about this soon, is you can actually have the entire screen take over as Google Maps.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so it's great. You can have your entire map take over the entire 11 inches. That gives you this awesome view right in front of you. But if that's not enough, we have a head-up display as well, 7 by 3 inches there. That gives you a full color head-up display that gives you all of your information there as well. And then I think the centerpiece here is this 11.3 inch color touchscreen. So we're really happy because while there's a lot of great functionality with the features, we really wanted to make sure there was hard buttons and controls for things like volume, power, all of your HVAC and climate controls as well. You know, we know a lot of people have started to stuff that in the touchscreen, but that can be challenging while you're driving. So we wanted to still give you the benefit of both worlds, so to speak. But with this new system, we're launching Honda's, Google built-in partnership. And so while we've launched that recently in the new Honda Accord, there are some specific Google built-in features for Prologue. So with this vehicle being an electric vehicle, we've actually worked with Google to make sure that if you put in the destination for a DC fast charger, it will actually begin to precondition the battery of the vehicle to allow the fastest charging times possible once you get there.
That's smart.
And there's also prominent EV route charging built into the embedded Google Maps. So yeah, if your users aren't familiar with Google built-in, you basically get Google Maps built in, you get the Google Play Store, and Google Assistant. And what that is you don't have to have your smartphone. You know, this isn't CarPlay and Android Auto, which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah.
But basically, you could say things like, "Hey Google, I'm cold," and then all of a sudden it'll turn on the HVAC and give you a heat, right, to give you to respond to that command. Or you could say, "Hey Google, take me to Starbucks." Everything can be done via voice, via very natural speaking tones, and give you all the information through Google built-in.
Cool. And then, like you said, you still get Apple CarPlay.
Wireless, Apple
great.
CarPlay, and Android Auto are standard on Prologue. So that's
nice. Across the lineup.
Yeah, across the
that's great.
trims. Yeah, so you got, like I said, you get the USB ports, front and rear, those are standard as well. So you got a lot of great connectivity and functionality. And again, we really wanted to give our customers the option where, again, if you want to use Google Maps embedded and Google built-in, you can, but if you like CarPlay, you have that functionality as well.
Awesome. And I also noticed this huge panoramic sunroof.
Yeah, now that comes on the Touring and Elite trims, but it's an opening panoramic roof. So I think that's important because
it's not fixed.
Yeah, a lot of EVs now have kind of gone to that pure, just fixed glass. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, you at least have the ability to open this up. So it gives you kind of the best of both worlds because there is a power shade that does close all the way, that keeps out any heat and sunlight.
Yeah, let's talk about the back row seats because you said it's longer, the wheelbase is stretched out, so you get more room in the back.
Yeah, you get a lot of space back here. This actually has probably even more tandem seat spacing than even our own Honda Passport. It gives you just so much space. You can easily have 3 people sit back here, not feel cramped in any way. Of course, we have the latches for the child seats, the pockets, the aforementioned USB-Cs, 2 ports, a power port, vents as well for your passengers in the back. And then for those, when you have this second, cup holders there, fold down, very easy access as well.
Nice. And do these recline any way, or?
Actually, you do get some, you do get a little bit of recline function as well, and they're 60-40 split fold flat.
Great. So I guess that's going to help with trunk space. Let's move on to the trunk here real quick.
Yeah, let's go take a look at the back. Yeah. So on this trim, we're actually going to have a power tailgate with hands-free assist.
Nice.
That's available on the Touring and the Elite. Gives you a very large opening, low load floor, so very easy to put things in and out. As I said, you can easily fold the seats flat, which is very nice. Also, we have, with the seats up, there's roughly 25.2 cubic feet of space, so pretty good space with the seats up. If you were to fold the seats completely flat, that would increase to 57.7 cubic feet. And then what's really nice is we have this underfloor storage, which would add another 5 cubic feet.
Oh, that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, when does it end?
Yeah, no, yeah. There's a lot of space back there. So, so between that, you have 60 plus cubic feet if you count the underfloor and everything folded down. So, quite a lot of space. Yeah. We could easily fit 3 sets of golf clubs along the in parallel in the back if that's what you like to do. So, lots of space to carry all your things and your friends.
Cool. The one last thing I just want to wrap it up was I saw something about there's different charging packages you can get when you're getting a Prologue. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. So at launch, we will have a few different options for people. So they can, for example, choose to buy the cord set to go with it, so you can charge it on the go. We will have the option to do a home installation of a level 2 charger, or there will be the option to get a credit to do public charging. So we still have to finalize some of those details. We won't have those just today,
Okay.
but we're going to have a variety of options. So when someone comes in, and maybe if it is their first electric vehicle, they'll have that security knowing that,
Absolutely.
hey, I've got some way to charge this. So.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jonathan.
Hey, it was a pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more, and let me know if you guys have any questions about the vehicle in the comment section, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.